welcome to Corridors of Power, your very own hotline to officials and politicians in the hot seat. And our guest today is perhaps will in fact be one of the busiest bureaucrats in Tamil Nadu in just a few months with elections around the corner. Very happy to welcome on our show Mr. Praveen Kumar, Chief Electoral Officer of Tamil Nadu. The big question on everyone's mind, money power in elections. Even going by the Bihar example, the income tax department actually kept tabs on election expenditure. A few years ago, former Chief Election Commissioner Mr. N. Gopal Sami, speaking to the media, said that Tamil Nadu has reached the top, referring to the notorious electoral malpractices in North India. And by elections also, I've seen allegations and counter allegations of biryani and money under the plantain leaves, and it's always been a high voltage election campaign. What steps will you take to ensure that voters are not bribed?
This commission is aware of this issue of money power. There are two issues which commission is very much worried about. One is the money power, one is the paid news, because that which may concern you perhaps tomorrow or day after tomorrow. This money power issue, I think when Chief Election Commissioner was here recently, I think press asked the same question. So I'll give the answer what he gave. In first time in Bihar, they have tried an extensive method to check money power. There are the detailed guidelines they have tested in Bihar and found it fairly successful. So based on the experience of Bihar, some loopholes may be there, so they are going to tighten it up and fresh guidelines will come. Basically, you will see there are three kinds of targeting approach how we go about it. One thing is to find cash traveling, to catch it. For that, various intelligence inputs, both all kinds of areas, police intelligence and income tax intelligence and CBDT intelligence, all those intelligence inputs will be taken into consideration to find cash traveling, even bank transactions, etc. Second is to make use of cash difficult in a sense that make unaccountable cash difficult. What they had made in Bihar, that each candidate has to have an account, bank account, for this election purpose only. And all expenditure has to be routed through that bank account. If you want to pay someone, either make a check to that person for that bank account, or suppose that person has to be given a cash, you can't. Then that cash should be drawn from that bank. So any money which you are having, any large cash you are having, it should be linked to the bank. If it's not linked to the bank, it will be deemed that it's illegal money which has come out.
What about black money, sir?
Black money, same thing. Black money, see, black money, as far as we are concerned, the money, cash is used, we are not able to identify there that is black money or white money. But since money has to come through the bank account, itself that becomes a questionable. Blank money coming in the bank account will leave a paper trail. So that will act as a check to the black money part. If cash is there which cannot be accounted for, black money which takes care of the black money also. If it is found, it will be caught, seized and action taken, criminal action taken on that. The second part is we'll have a lot of surveillance team in the video surveillance team, other surveillance team in each constituency. We'll go on with the video and recording whatever expenditure things are there. Money has to end up in expenditure. Apart from what you said, the giving of money, which you said that is a different issue. But other thing expenditure, that will be recorded and that will be translated into actual money, how much money you would have spent on that. So visible expenditure on election, that will be captured through our various surveillance teams. Third is we are going to make a very accessible platform for people to give us information, both in terms of uploading pictures on the website. Suppose you are getting, you see someone distributing money. It's difficult for you as a common man to go and stop it. You can always take, now with all mobile phones have cameras and all that. You take pictures, take videos, you can upload it to us. We will have a lot of numbers, toll-free numbers, where you can inform. And then we can send our teams for raiding. But by the time the teams go, it will be too late, I suppose. People will disappear by then. So, but if you upload it, at least we can take action. It will be
some deterrent.
It can be a proof for taking action, because
citizen
journalism kind of concept that also will encourage. So this is the third point. Fourth time we are going for an extensive awareness campaign that please don't take money. You see, of course, everyone taking a person who takes bribe. As you said, there's scams and this thing. This is taking money is also taking bribe.
Talking of bribes, again, freebies, the freebie culture across the country, in fact, particularly here in Tamil Nadu. How do you make a distinction between a freebie as a corrupt electoral practice and a freebie as a welfare measure? The government of the day says that it's a welfare scheme for the benefit of the poor and the weaker sections. The opposition often tends to cry foul and says that this is outright bribing of voters.
See, as you said, there's a thin line between bribery and welfare measure, freebie and a welfare measure. But the role of Election Commission comes only after the Model Code of Conduct is announced. So, we will ensure that after the Model Code of Conduct is announced, there is no question of any freebie being given, announced or promised as a measure, except as in a manifesto. They can include in a manifesto. And that is, if someone promises something in the manifesto and is elected, that means people have voted for that thing. So we are not going into those issues. Manifesto, if it is something legal is promised in the manifesto, that Election Commission doesn't go against. But if something is promised as this thing, I will give you this if you vote for me, then that will be a violation of my Model Code of Conduct, and action will be taken accordingly against this violation of my Model Code of But whatever happens before the Model Code of Conduct, I think we don't come in the picture actually. It's a policy matter. And for that, the different controls, legislative control, other controls are there, which has to take care of it. I think in that area, suppose today something is done which is there, that is beyond the scope of the Election Commission as of now. We can review that at that point of time. Something is done now, promising something to be done in the elections. That we can review at that point of time. Only once the election starts, process starts, then only will be.
Tamil Nadu apparently has beaten even the national average of 62% in enrollment. You've got about 4.59 crore voters.
Yeah, true.
What would you attribute this to, sir? Because I know about 13 lakh actually registered, and of that, I think 10.5 lakh were accepted, the new voters.
Tamil Nadu has been one of the states where the political awareness has been high all along. And there has been conscious effort among people to vote, because you must be seeing the strong mandates and all that, which shows there's a strong political consciousness among people. So our percentage now is 68% of the population is now enrolled. So actually it should have been, as per the projections made on 2001 census, it should have been 71%. So we have 68%, we are there. And that 71% is also only a projection. So actual figures we will know in the census, so then with the gap we will be able to know. But it's much better than the national average. I will say that high literacy, high awareness.
A lot of youngsters apparently, sir, have also signed up.
So youngsters have signed up a large number. It's better compared to average, but when you see the age spectrum within Tamil Nadu, youngsters are the weakest. The 18-19 young group, that is the weakest in that, because against only around 15 to 20% of the eligible group has signed up.
I see.
So youngsters are the weakest. That 18 to 19, the fresh who have come into that voting age, they are the weakest as far as age groups across the spectrum. If you see up to 80 plus, this is the weakest group. And it becomes equal to the population when we reach the age of 24, 25. I think late in the college days, perhaps they may not be that much excited about electoral process and elections. So only when elections come, they sign up and all that. But as I said, that it's not the same as the other groups.
So there have been several issues, particularly concerning the election commission here. The case of missing voters, where did those 60 lakh voters go? The opposition says that they've been deleted because there are figures quoted that in 2004 Lok Sabha polls there were 4.72 crore voters, in 2006 in the assembly polls 4.66, and in 2009 the Lok Sabha polls were only 4.16 crore. So what exactly happened to these 60 odd lakh voters?
Well, I think I was not here, but 2006 or 2007 they took 100% verification of people who are there on the rolls. Then some deletions, duplications, people had shifted away. Like you go to Coimbatore, your name will be there also, your name will be here also. You get your name added there. You don't get it deleted here. So a lot of such cases, duplications were there, to that which were identified to the 100% verification process. In that process, some lapses also may have occurred. Your door would have been locked. They would have said gone away. That I agree to that. But if you see from 2009 we had a figure around 4.16 crores. So this has been steadily increasing. Now it has come to 4.59 crores. And we are very well close to that, what the projected figure should be.
So you totally deny these reports of deletion of...
no, there is no willful deletion.
Okay.
There is no willful deletion. That I can say straight away, because willful deletion has not taken place as far as no. There is one complaint in 2009 I had heard of before elections, but generally there is no willful deletion. 100% verification took place.
Okay.
So whenever people have shifted, so the names, they might have got the names added at the new place, but they would not have given the back reference that where they were. So the names remained in that in the previous place also. When you do 100% verification, such things come out.
Time now to slide into a short break on Corridors of Power. When we come back, we'll tell you what you should do if you go to a polling booth and someone else has actually cast your vote. Stay tuned.